Hey everyone, this is Never Split the Party. We've got a little bit of a different format tonight because we've got a little bit of a different game session. I forgot to mute Twitch so I can hear myself. That's going to drive me absolutely insane. Tonight we are joined by a slightly smaller cast, which I'll have introduce themselves in just a bit.
The better
We,
cast
yeah, better
because
cast.
we show up.
We got rid of the hairless people in our cast, so we got the hairy folks left. Don't look at my head. This is Never Split the Party. If you guys have never watched us, those watching here on Twitch or later on YouTube or listening to us later in our audio podcast, we are a role playing channel that sometimes does other things. Tonight is one of our off nights, mostly because one of our party members, Nick, is off in Japan. Patrick just sucks, so
Yeah,
nothing new
that
there.
lucky
Yeah.
bastard's out in
Yeah, Nick is
Japan.
legitimately in Japan, so we are all playing a slightly different version of a tabletop for us. We're going to be playing Everyone is John, which is a really fun one-page RPG. People have been putting out a lot of micro RPGs, the rule set being as compact as possible. Everyone is John takes up one page. We've gone over it a couple times, so we hopefully have it all down and a lot of hilarity is going to ensue. I will briefly go over rules as they come up as relevant, but again, it's about a page's worth. I don't think you guys will be that far behind. We have some slight alterations that I'll get to, but first, I'd like my cast to introduce themselves. I'll start with myself because I'm the most important, obviously. My name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd, and I'll be the GM for this evening. Also, I guess technically I am John.
I thought everybody is
Oh
John,
no,
though.
I
That's the
thought
point.
everyone is Patrick.
Well, right. We'll have to get to that in a second. Yeah, sure. I'm also Patrick.
I guess I'll go next. Ha 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 ha. We're going
I'm
clockwise.
sure Patrick goes next.
Yeah. I'm Justin. I am going to be playing John today, or a voice inside John's head. And yeah, clockwise would be Michael.
And I am Michael. And I apologize in advance because I found out 5 minutes ago what we're playing.
We also learned 5 minutes ago.
But
Which
who
means
are
I
you?
know nothing.
Okay, now we're switching to counterclockwise, and it's coming back to me. I'm
All right,
Justin.
go ahead.
Welcome to Never Split the Party. I am playing John, or a voice in John's head. That's it.
Still Dustin. Please, Chris, for the love of everything, go.
Well, I'm Chris, and I'm too coincidentally playing a voice inside John's head. It's weird.
What?
Did
Seriously?
you plan this? Did you plan this?
No, did you?
No, not at all. Actually, it's
What?
plan.
All right. So, as you guys may have gotten from my goofy compatriots, Everyone is John is an RPG in which everyone is a voice inside the titular character's head. I'm going to be more so playing John's nervous system, I guess, in terms of like eye, sight, smell, etc., and then maybe feel. I don't know. The other three will be playing the voices inside of John's head. In a second, we are all going to do some headphones off things, and I'm going to have everyone tell me what their secret obsession is. This is actually a competitive RPG. Whoever completes or whomever completes, yeah, whatever, their obsessions the most, or if it's a harder obsession, it's maybe valued a little bit more, will ultimately win the game. And you guys will find out about those obsessions at the same time I'm finding out about them. So there'll be a little bit of workshopping. And we're doing one Starfinder twist that I've been promising on Twitter, which is we're going to be doing Everyone is Patrick the Dock Controller from our Starfinder universe. You may remember Patrick from season 1 of Starfinder, where he was the dock controller of Pyramid Station Alpha, or season 2 of Starfinder, where he was a dock controller on Castrovel, or the one shot we did during season 3 of Starfinder, where he is sometime in the future a dock worker on a planet I forgot its name of because I made it up myself. Yeah, I don't
I have
remember.
that written down somewhere.
It was in the Power Force one
Yeah.
shot, and he appears many light years away from where he is now. This story, this particular special Let's Party one shot we have, is going to be in between. He's going to start off in Castrovel, and this may cover the journey of him getting to that other place. I have no idea. It's going to be an interesting time. I've been warned multiple times by Patrick, who has played this game and still decided not to show up, that this can get a bit awkward. So we'll see how that goes. Warning, I guess I probably should have did some sort of explicit. I'm not giving the players any restrictions. If I find it gets too uncouth for Starfinder, we will simply say it was just a bad dream. That's right. I'll pull the dream if I have to. Don't tempt me.
Was it Magnum Malarius?
That I feel like was the solar system, but it was
Okay.
one of the planets within the solar
The
system.
Unity Kingdoms, yada yada yada.
If I actually opened up Roll20, which I probably should, I believe I have it in there, which is why I didn't bother to actually look it up. For now, which of you three thinks they have their obsession down?
I do.
I kind of have an idea for one.
All right, Justin and Chris. Oh, I wasn't looking at the screen, Chris. Come
Oh.
on, man.
Chris.
I was looking.
Chris,
I was
yeah.
actively opening up Roll20. I was trying to buy time. Chris and Justin, take your headsets off for a second. I will flag you in a second. It won't take long, so please don't look away. And as soon as those are gone, looks like they're gone. Michael, what are you thinking?
All right, so I'm not exactly sure if it'll work with what you have in mind,
All right,
but
sure.
obliviously allow people that clearly shouldn't be allowed through the dock.
That is incredibly funny because that's actually what starts off the story that we are kind of igniting under John at the beginning. That is perfect, and I also think that's a sneaky one that the other players would accidentally do. I'm going to consider that one an easy one, and I'm going to give you a lot of opportunities for people to come through. So that's going to be a level 1.
Okay.
All right, headsets off for you, and I'll get the other guys back. Maybe I should have done that.
Off.
Yes.
All right. Did Chris keep? Okay. I don't know who had their hand up first. Justin, put your headset off. All right. Christopher, what's your obsession?
To recruit people into worshiping the god Oros.
What's the god's name?
Oros. Oras.
And what's that the god of?
It's an agent of change, chaotic god of adaptation, evolution, and natural selection.
Now,
Yeah.
is it a god that is generally worshipped in the Starfinder universe,
Yeah,
or is it?
It's actually the one that that Miller worships.
All right. I am ultimately okay with that. Now, when you consider getting them to worship,
It's more like have you heard the good word?
okay. So who do you get to like proselytize for? I can't say that word. I'm okay with that, but because that let's see. That might be almost too easy. I need what's the god of again?
Adaptation, evolution, and natural selection.
I will say you need to do one step further. Get
Okay.
them to think about the god, but then also enact one of its tenets. Whether that is change, something that we consider evolution. Again, that can be super liberal, and you can assist in that. Or I forgot natural selection. If you want to pursue that, you got me. So
Yeah.
you can definitely give the spiel of the god, but then it has to tie into one of those 3 tenets, and I will be extremely liberal with them.
Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give that a level 1 only because there's going to be a lot of people you get to interact with. All right, get your headset off, and I want Justin back. If I can just get Justin. How do you do J's?
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, and I shouldn't have
Cool.
anyone else on here, right?
No?
Michael, headset off, please. Thank you. All right, and what's your obsession, Justin?
Well, I might need to workshop a little bit, because all I can think of is playing bongos on people's heads, but that's really easy. That's what I can just do all the time. But I want to make it a little bit different.
Okay.
But I don't know what to do. I'm thinking something to do with playing bongos on bald people's heads, and maybe having to get them to a bald state in order to do so.
I am disturbingly okay with this. I'll take one step back. I don't necessarily need it to be the bongos played. If that works for you, that works for me.
Okay.
But I will allow you to make people bald.
All right.
Yeah, if you want it to be a people, that's going to be a number. Christ,
That's gonna be
I'm not going to
difficult.
make that easy for you. I'm going to be honest with you because I
It's
know
gonna
how
be hard.
bald is. I'm going to give that a level 3.
Okay. Now, question: well, I'm gonna go with the bongo thing. I had to play bongos on somebody's bald head.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
What if a person is already bald? What if they have scales on their head?
I will have you I'll give you a variable then. If they are
Okay,
pre-bald,
alright.
it's a 1, and you'll only track 1 for it. If they are not pre-bald, it's a 3. How's that?
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
That works for
Yeah,
me.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Let's get everyone back. I also need to find a random name generator because I didn't think I was going to have a lot of NPCs, but I guess I'm going to have a lot of NPCs this time. What was that? Okay, fantasy name generator. All right, is everyone back?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, we have all of our obsessions. We
Uh,
are, for the most part, good to go. For the
we need
audience,
skills though too.
oh, your skills.
I got
Yeah, let's do
skills.
that.
Also, check your Hangouts, Dustin.
I will do so presently. I won't really argue skills, so feel free to tell me what you think your skills are.
Oh, mine is hmm,
I got
Wh-
juggling and smell.
like he smells.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
smell. It's just smell. You can smell.
Okay, so something that Seeker cannot do.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm okay with juggling and smell. Juggling is a very particular dexterous ability, which we can maybe wiggle in there.
That's what I figured.
And smell, I don't know how, for the fuck's sake, that's going to help you, but you go nuts, sir.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
I got charismatic and can lift heavy objects.
All right, charismatic, lift heavy objects. Give me one a little bit more specific on charismatic. Now, is he
Um,
good at convincing
talk-
people to
yeah.
do things, or
Like talking, just dealing with people in general.
so that's too easy a skill to have because you'll always be talking with people. I'm trying to get it a
All right. Well,
little
let's
bit
go
more
by the one
focused.
that they listed in the book. Which
How about
is,
something
good
like-
at persuading people? I
That's
guess.
not the same thing as being charismatic.
All right.
How
Persuading
about
people
being?
is a specific focus.
Mike, you
being
got real
like-
loud.
Well, sorry.
No, that's cool. Michael, what are you doing for skills?
So the first one I was thinking was just being extremely likable.
That's the same thing as charismatic. Let me say, no, you know what? Easily liked, I will allow, because we'll say that's more of a
Less
winning-
convincing, more people just don't openly get aggressive or angry. Is more or less where I was going with.
I'll go with easily liked. Like in case you do something that pisses someone off, like you'll get a roll for it basically, and oh, that's just Patrick. So I'll go with easily liked, maybe easily dismissed, something like that. Sure. And what's your second skill?
Um,
That's not
Good
much of a
with-
skill. It's more of a reaction, but that's fine.
yeah.
This is a
Well,
shitty
for
skill.
Patrick, it's a skill.
That's fine.
Considers it a skill. Since it could do something to do with stock working, good with like numbers and counting things, or something along that nature.
Maths. That's specific enough, and I don't know how it would come up that works. Same thing with smell. And heavy lifting, probably Chris can make work for him. But you all have skills that I think we could probably stretch to work. Okay, that's fine. And the way skills work in Everyone is John, or for the sake of this podcast / stream, I'm going to be calling it Everyone is Patrick. For the sake of Everyone is Patrick, skills work pretty simply. If you are attempting to do something that would factor in with your skills, you basically get +3 to the roll. The way rolls are determined is anytime Patrick does anything that would have even the slightest chance of failure that a normal human being would do.
Anytime I
there
do
you
what
go.
now?
Hi, Patrick. Will you be joining us for Everyone is Patrick tonight?
I mean, I'm here.
Fantastic.
All right.
Everyone else, take your headsets off except for Patrick.
Everybody, let's all not apologize to Pat. Wait, no, we should apologize to Patrick. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Everyone's taking their headsets off because we have
Oh.
to decide on what is your hidden obsession.
I want to look at the chat for ideas, but that would give it away.
That would probably give
That would probably give it away.
Reminder about Everyone is John. The obsessions have 3 levels. I arbitrarily make up which level yours is at.
Yeah,
One-
getting punched in the face is 1 point. Starting the revolution is 3.
Something like that. They say blowing up a building is 3, and for number 2, they considered cross-dressing and hitting on people or asking people out or something like that. We have one that's pretty out there, one that's a little bit safer, and one that I gave easy difficulty, but mostly because of how we're doing it. I might have to increase the one I gave to Chris, actually.
I want to be on TV.
Deal. Okay. Based on this setting,
And I don't mean like just in the background. I don't mean like walk by the Justin says hi Molly. I don't want to walk by the Chris says hi Molly. I don't want to walk by the like the storefront that has the recorder out, like in that Goose Game.
No,
I'm talking about like,
you want to be for some reason the focus of the news.
yeah, for
I'm gonna
whatever
give that-
reason.
I'm going to give that as level 2 difficulty. Every time you accomplish that, you earn 2 points.
Nice.
That should be good for me. And now, as everyone comes back, think of your 2 skills. All right,
I
everyone.
don't remember skills.
It's just bullshit that you think that he would be good at, or you want your voice to be good at, and they just give you +3 on the rolls that involve that.
Should ask Molly to play.
Molly could also play. Got no response there. I don't have my windows up to see what.
Well, I mean, how often do we make those like marriage and children jokes? He'll never allow her to be in the same stream as us.
Somebody figured it out. How many points does he get?
Not enough. All right, and now Patrick, just as a reminder, you start with 10 willpower.
Are we doing anything in roll 20?
No, unless you don't have a physical D6, because you do need to roll D6. Okay. I need your
Oh my god.
bastard.
I think he's excited.
He is wearing pants. I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping he wasn't going to be wearing pants.
Of course you would.
While he's running away, again, the way resolutions are made in everyone is Patrick. If
You would have been fucked if you know you put that headphone.
I never would be again.
Right. For skill set action resolution, anything that could possibly have a failure, you have to roll a d6 for, and it's judged by the voice who's in control. If it is a skill that you have, oh, sorry, it's not +3. I said that wrong. If it's a skill that you have to roll a 3 or better on the die. And if it is a skill or something that you don't have a skill in, you have to hit a 6 or you fail, which means there's going to be a ton of failing and hilarity will ensue. About voices being in control, I think we'll come to that as they happen on stream. I'm not worried about going into more detail there. Just that's the skill set. Patrick, for now, we have Chris is good at persuading people and lifting heavy things. Justin is good at juggling and smelling. Michael is easily liked or dismissed and good at math. So for skill for you.
I am sneaky and as difficult to grasp as a greased pig.
Sneaky and slippery. Okay. I am roughly okay with that because I don't currently have any reason for sneaky to be overpowered.
Never
and
gonna catch
slippery
me.
Sounds great. Chris is the only one who I gave a hard time with, but persuading people I think is perfect. I think we are all good there. As I mentioned,
You're that character from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never gonna kiss me.
I don't watch Family Guy to know the reference.
It's the greased up deaf guy.
Oh.
He's
that
a
makes-
deaf man who's been greased. He's naked. He's hard to catch because he's greased up.
Not because he's dead.
Side effect of something in his life made him deaf, but it wasn't the grease.
Okay.
Thank you for that deep dive on that Family Guy lore.
Could have been a deep dive that did it. He could have hit his head on a deep dive.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right. And sorry, chat, with the new overlay. We're trying to do a catch-all. Don't mind the fact that Justin's Zoom window has the silly icons pop up all the damn time. That's a work in progress. And
What?
also, if it looks weird for you guys at all with the overlay,
What icons?
Yeah, what
well,
icons?
like whenever we talk, the light goes around our windows, and whenever he
Oh, well,
moves
that,
over things,
you know.
things will pop up.
Understood.
Again, we were just doing something quick because we didn't really have a catch-all yet. All right, I think we're ready to get going. As
I rolled d6.
no, we don't need to roll a d6. As
In
mentioned,
response to his d6, I'll roll a d6. I win. I got a 6.
all right. I'm gonna need you all fuckers to go back on roll 20.
I don't roll a d6. How about that?
Remember how
Okay.
you wanted me to show up tonight?
Yes, don't you dare shut that off. Don't you dare. All right. Starting the story. It takes place on the beautiful, lush planet of Castrovel. Much like our own Earth, it is shades of green and blue in a spherical construction when viewed from space. As you get a little bit closer, you will notice that there are massively dense jungles and equally large cityscapes, depending on which hemisphere you are on this globe. And as we zoom in a little bit closer, we go past some of the spires, we go past beautiful streets filled with many different species, including the tall, willowy Lashunta. I forget which breed they are. Then the short, slightly more dwarf-looking Lashunta. I also forget what breed they are. And other species in between, including every now and then the rare elf, who are actually in Starfinder native to Castrovel, although usually quite xenophobic. So not many, very few. Throughout all these places, you also go through, as with every city, some of the dingier streets and back alleys, and maybe that's where you find most of your Yusoki. I don't know. That might be speciest. Who knows? And then through all of that, you get to a small clearing, and you get to one of the main space stations, or sorry, space docks, space ports of Castrovel. If you guys want a D6 off, I'll let you guys name the spaceport. I don't really care.
Well, I mean,
New spaceport.
Yeah, is that
Nude
what we're doing? Are we
spaceport.
letting what?
Nude spaceport.
New spaceport it is.
No,
I'm not doing
nude
nude
spaceport,
spaceport.
Noob spaceport. N3WB spaceport.
New spaceport. The old one was mysteriously destroyed when an undisclosed person let a ship that was too big land. You know what? I'm going with Shadow. I want to be Newt Spaceport. It is Newt Spaceport. There we go. I also don't remember any of the cities on Castrovel. I'd have not prepared. And I don't have any on the.
that's fine.
The
Taking
capital
control
city
of
of
Patrick. I don't know what city we're in.
the capital city is Boston. It's not backwards.
No, we're not.
It was renamed when a new king was made.
We're gonna call it.
Not Paris. Paris died.
We'll just name it after the main continent, which I swear was here, Asana. It's Asana City on Asana continent. They were like New York, New York. They couldn't get enough of it. So we got Newt Spaceport in Asana. And as we get through this relatively modern spaceport, we arrive at the somewhat hapless domicile of Patrick, who we have mostly colloquially known as the dock worker. We've kind of kept that up in terms of what his actual role is. He recently got a job, or I guess not too recently, within the past year, got a job on Castrovel, thanks to his contacts through Chimera, who, as you know, was a big figure on Pyramid Station Alpha. He is now one of the dock controllers for the Castrovelian spaceport. Again, Newt Spaceport. Most of his days are pretty mundane, with the Border Space Union, which transitioned over to the Gerson sphere, taking over things. Castrovel has been able to kind of sink back into its more xenophobic ways, and there haven't been too many issues for them. In terms of resources, Castrovel doesn't have much that the Border Space Union can't get from elsewhere, and they're happy enough to supply them with access to what they need. And politically, there aren't many dissidents on Castrovel. The Lashunta don't particularly care what's going on in the other planets as long as it doesn't massively affect them. The elves, in their own little pockets, legitimately don't care and actually hope that there's a giant fire that wipes everyone out. So, again, the planet itself hasn't really had a significant issue with the change in leadership, and as such, Patrick's job has been pretty chill. He makes sure the ships land appropriately on time. He manages schedules. He make sure that he checks appropriate things on the manifest so that people aren't smuggling. And so far, when he catches smugglers, all he has to do is call the Border Space Union and lickety split. They're there even faster than the Castrovelian police were. It's a really nice gig for him. Except one day, a ship begins to land. It exits orbit, and as is customary, Patrick attempts to hail it. He gets no response. In fact, for a solid half hour of attempting to hail this incoming ship that has signaled its intent to land, he gets no response. He quickly queues up the Border Space Union patrol, who he knows will arrive there in a matter of minutes after landing, and he heads out to meet the ship at the docking bay, just waiting to see what's in store this time. Is it smugglers? Is it someone whose comm broke? Or is it
What?
someone like him who did not know how to use a comm the first time he was introduced to one?
Oh, a comm.
What did you think I said?
What do you think I think you said?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I
I-
too have not a thing.
I-
Yeah,
No? No one else heard his cum broke? Nobody else
No.
heard
Not
that?
a thing that breaks.
What? I mean, that's why I was so confused. I was like, what?
No.
The only liquid I know breaks is water,
You're not,
and
even,
not the regular kind.
you're not even in the
Ballpark.
in the voices yet. You chill out. All right.
Put them on ice.
As the ship lands, and it is an old looking ship. It has old designs. It's very blocky. It looks like it might have once been some sort of silver plated. That has been turned to rust and copper color. It is scorch marked in spots. It's clearly been in some battles. And as it lands, the boarding ramp lowers and nothing comes out. A little bit of maybe smoke billows out just a touch, like mist coming out of the ship. Our friend Patrick, the dock controller, figures that must be some sort of invitation. And knowing that his job is to check what manifests are being, or the manifest for the ship coming on board, he figures the best way to do that is by going on board the ship. He takes about 3 steps into this dimly lit, dingy hallway with the heavy smell of decay and a little bit of fruit. When he feels a sort of stillness in his spine. He is unable to move as his bones stiffen up. And over his shoulder, a long, purple-skinned, desiccated flesh hand reaches over his shoulder, finger by finger, and a purple, desiccated tentacle winds its way over in front of his face, followed by more. 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is all Patrick remembers before he passes out.
Dustin,
I've
wait
seen
a
enough
second.
hentai.
I was gonna say, what kind of research were you doing beforehand?
Can I just say, at least 7 times throughout that setup, I thought you were calling me. It's driving me insane. I should have stayed not on the stream. This is driving me insane. Patrick, yeah? Patrick, yeah?
The best part is that usually that is what I'm doing. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I keep thinking I'm in trouble for drifting off.
Well, you're not. You did just drift off though, or at least Patrick the dock controller
And
did.
I think you burped on stream.
You did.
Probably did. I thought I was muted.
We heard everything down to glug glug glug.
Also, it
Burp.
looked like you were taking your pants off earlier, and I was like,
Nope.
is he taking his pants off?
No, my pants
Is he
are on.
masturbating?
We said, guys,
Is he
we said the magic
masturbating?
word. Armax
Yeah, we
is
summoned
here.
Armax by saying the H
Oh!
word.
I summoned Armax by using her catchphrase.
What? I don't know how I'm a part of this group, but also not involved in the inside jokes. What did I miss?
Well, that's more of a Armax joke, and wherever Armax goes, Hente follows.
Oh, so
I
it's a
was
good thing I
thinking the
don't
is
know
he
it.
masturbating thing. That comes from
Masturbating.
you masturbating?
Yeah,
Ah.
Shadow does point out. I was disappointed you were wearing pants when you got up and left. All right. Now, whenever Patrick the dock controller, who we can call Patty if you would prefer,
No. You just call him Patrick. It's fine.
Patrick the dock controller falls asleep, gets hurt, fails a roll, or completes an obsession, we have a moment where the players have to vie for control. Patrick just had a. All right, if you guys don't remember from our one shot, do you remember the big bad that got revealed at the end? Yes, no?
We talked about
Which
the
one
Power
shot?
Force?
Which one shot? There's a lot
The
of them.
Power Force one
Okay,
shot.
yes,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yes.
I don't.
Yeah, you
All
weren't
right.
there.
I wasn't there.
Small. Well, you could have watched it. you
I
can't.
think this is the first like special one-off that I've been in.
The one note. I'm going to give spoilers here,
Wonder
folks.
why.
Spoilers. Do not look. Do not listen for the next minute or so.
Me?
They met the Illithid that we have referenced a couple of times. Named. Anyone remember?
Nope.
Because I wasn't there either.
Do you know his name?
Thune. It's come
yeah,
up
yeah, I
a
was
couple
gonna
of
say.
times.
All right.
Y'all borrowed
Thune,
his book for a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna,
Yeah.
I didn't know
remember
if
that
that
name.
was his name or if that was the name of the god that he was.
Well, you don't technically know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, the entity that we acknowledged as Thune as during the Power Force arc, Thune has come up in all of my campaigns ever: Starfinder, Pathfinder, D&D, what have you.
Dustin's got a hard on for him.
Yeah, very much. Obviously, tentacles. Come on.
Ugh.
And also, technically, Illithids don't exist in the Pathfinder Starfinder verse because that's a D&D licensed monster. Oh well, ignore it. This is everyone as John, anyways. So that's what we just encountered, and now this spoilers are over, folks. If you want to come back now, sorry, audio folks, who can't see me waving you in. Maybe Justin give us a ding or something, or so I don't know. Jump to this, sure. For now, Patrick the Dock Controller has just had a horrible invasion of his psyche, his mental space, his sense of self. It has been sundered 4 times into you idiots. As he wakes up, you all get to bid for control, and then I describe the situation you find yourself awoken in. Periodically, he'll fall asleep again for any number of reasons, and you will not be waking up exactly when the story left off. We are going to have a lot of jumping around. Also, the second one of you eats a baby in a burrito, you'll fall asleep and we'll jump to something else, you bastards. Okay. Moving on. This is the first bid. The way we are handling the bid, I don't remember if I told this in chat. You all start with 10 willpower. This is a resource that will go down and up, but once everyone runs out of willpower, game is over. Willpower can be used to influence rolls or to influence bids. I all want you now to write a number from 1 through 10. Remember, this is a resource that goes up slowly. 1 through 10 in your Twitch chat now, and I will tell you when to hit enter. Wait, we'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Whoever has the highest, they spend that willpower and become the active voice. Then I start the scene. Questions?
Nope. Actually, I do have a question. How do you get more willpower? Or
You
is it-
don't.
Whenever you guys
Nope.
have a 10-minute gap in time where John takes a nap, willpower goes up by 1 for everyone.
Oh.
Is
All
that
right.
basically going to be any nap that doesn't involve us failing a skill check, basically?
Yeah, if you guys go do something like that would have a lot of downtime, the thing is that Patrick's new psyche can't take boredom. It immediately breaks and he takes a nap. In the game, it's just that John is easily distracted. And Patrick's for now is because his mind got shattered by something alien and foreign invading.
Now we're each a different personality named Patrick, inhabiting Patrick, but not Patrick.
Up to you.
Well, that's generally
How your psyche manifests, I do not care.
okay.
Again, you are technically in the rules. Is John is insane, so it is John. It's just
Correct.
voices in his head. So you are a new voice that is spawned in Patrick's head. Are you Patrick or are you Steve? I don't know. Are you nice Patrick or are you evil, deep, dark Patrick? Could be.
Are you
They're the
Biggles
same
Chowder?
person. Hi.
He
You
just
could be
had
Biggles the
something reach
Chowder.
into his brain, muck it up with some tentacle juice, and he's not doing well afterwards. All right, for this bid, I want you guys all to put your number that you are going to or willing to bid. Remember, winner spends this number of willpower points.
Done.
Into the chat now. This is Twitch chat. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, and I will say go. So
Do we go on one?
no on go. 2, 1, go.
Too late.
All right.
Ooh.
We have 2 votes for 0, which is a totally kosher thing, and we had a tie between Justin, who's never split the party. That's gonna get confusing, and Chris.
Other
To be
Patrick,
clear,
good
my
choice.
vote was for 0.
For 0 to do the thing.
Yes.
And
It's not how bidding works, but
I'll bid 1
you no.
for 0.
Okay. For now that we have a tie, it is a simple roll off. Could I have you guys roll a d6? Chris, I know you're using real dice. Justin, I know you're a scrub.
Yep.
Okay. Go
I
ahead
got
and make
5.
the rolls. All right, we got a 5. Chris, what's your roll?
I got
A
a
1.
1.
All right,
Oh,
that
so
means
it's me.
that for this first,
I didn't really want to win this, but okay.
the voice of Justin is under control. Justin, you are down 2. You are now to 8 willpower. Remember, you can spend willpower to influence die rolls. The scene you wake up in. Groggily, Patrick, the dock controller, opens his eyes. He is sitting in his excessively comfortable chair that he had custom ordered after being prompted by Chimera to order for his job as dock controller, which involves about 90% sitting. Let's go with you. You don't remember how you got there. You have no idea what day it is. And as a matter of fact, you're not entirely sure what's going on. Before I say anything else, this office that you're in, it's relatively small. You don't need a ton. You've got some filing cabinets for ledgers. You have a table with a computer set up that has 2 screens. It lets you quickly check through dossiers, manifests. I keep saying that word. I don't know what else to use for this. You have a full comm set on another table, which is still attached. You can basically spin to it. And on that comm, you have the ability to call the Border Space Union Police Force, Castrovellian Police Force, any ship in orbit around the planet, as well as technically, if you jury rig it just enough, any goddamn local call you want, but nothing outside of Castroville's orbit. And lastly, you have another table in the back that you use for your breaks. Most of the time, Patrick just rolls over to the table for his breaks. Patrick has gained a bit of weight. In fact, his coworkers have started calling him Fat Pat, but only behind him.
All right, so I fully role play this, right? Is that what we're doing?
You fully roleplay this. I'm going to
Okay.
give you a brief moment in time before anything happens. Feel free to exist and how your Patrick looks.
I'm pretty sure he's crying.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just feel free. I'll give you a second to roll with it. You are currently alone with all of these things before you, and your voice is the one in control.
All right, wake up. Oh, far out, man. What's all this then? Looking around at all this stuff. Communications? Where am I? I gotta find out where I am. I'm on some crazy trip. Well, don't want to call the police. No, I can't call them. What were the other ones that I could call?
They are all a glowing array of buttons you have. They do blink, and if you push them, it's like kind of like the phone systems where you have someone on speed dial. You
Mhm.
have Border Space Union Police, Castrovellian Police. You have ships in orbit. That's a bit of a range band. You have, I think, otherwise was you could technically make any local calls with a little bit of jury rigging.
I gotta call a ship in orbit.
Sure. All right. Yeah. So you go ahead. You push the big glowing button that says ship to ship, or sorry, ship to ground communication. You push it. A little range band does a quick cycle through. As you didn't specify, it just looks for the closest ship. And as luck would have it, there is a ship that just was about to hail you, looking for permission to land. What comes on? You have a little view screen that pops up on one of your computer panels. And you have a video communication. The person on board is as far as you can tell, human, which is to say, looks like a Castrovellian without any antenna, or like Patrick the dock controller himself, who is ostensibly human. And they kind of lean in. This person has a clear eye patch, like black eye patch over it, over one eye. We'll call it their right eye. They've got brown hair that's a little bit squared off with a silver streak going down the middle. And they kind of lean into it and they say, "Oi, looking for permission to land."
You got it, Daddy-O. If I just can remember what button it is to press. Wait, is that what I'm... Wait, I called you.
Oh, good point. Sorry. I was about to hail you. I thought maybe we had maybe I'd push it by accident. Yeah, I am looking for permission to land, though.
I'm looking to find out what I'm doing here.
Oh, well, you called me on the Dockmaster's channel. I assumed you were calling to get my
Oh.
credentials.
The Darkmaster. That sounds like Darkmaster. I dig it. Yeah. So about that
I feel like I should be
landing.
asking more questions, but can I get permission to land?
Sure, why not? Go ahead, do it.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want, baby.
Which landing pad? Can you send me the coordinates?
Oh, you know what? That's boundaries, man. We don't do boundaries here. You can park wherever you want.
All right. Hold on. My ship's navigator is checking. It looks like landing pad 1 is available. Is that all right?
That sounds great to me. I mean, just as good as all the other ones, though. None of them are better than the others. Remember that. We're all gonna die in the end.
But like not when we land, right?
Hopefully not. I mean, I would hope not.
He casts his look over off screen. He shrugs. Yeah, all right, man. I guess we'll take landing pad 1 and be on our way.
It's not
Get
like
you
if the
cool
big
cats later.
He quickly hangs up.
So, do we have all of Patrick's like memories prior to this?
If
God,
you
I
want
hope
them,
not.
yes.
Jesus, no.
What?
If you want them, yes.
Oh, I apparently don't.
That's not a part of the rule.
I-
That's fine. You're the.
Well, I assume that's what he was
more far-
going for.
Also, if anyone has a obsession that was just tracked, I don't have to put him asleep right now. You just keep in mind if your obsession is triggered while you're awake, saying basically you do it, you're the voice that's active. That means that you're saying that okay, I'm doing it. You have to acknowledge you're doing it, and then we talk about control shifting. That's one way that your obsessions can be revealed. Otherwise, if someone else do your obsession, you still mark off that tick. And you can track points that way. That does not end that voice's control because it isn't their obsession.
Oh.
Are we on the same page?
I thought you had to. Okay, cool.
Well, that's the way that you guys can earn secret points, and that's going to be quite challenging, except one of you might have just done so. All right. So landing pad 1 is occupied by, you didn't get a name, so I guess, what are you going to put in the log list for landing pad 1? Because that's what prompts up. Basically, the window closes in a Word document or a program pops up saying a couple of checkmark things you have to answer. First space 1 is captain's name.
What's all this biz? I don't need this. Close. Close.
All right. The other things, just so you know that you saw them, are captain name, ship name, business, and cargo manifest.
Side note, Dustin, if you think attention to detail is important in this game, you are sorely mistaken.
I am leaving room for shenanigans. That is it. That is all those things are there for me. It is not about detail.
Okay.
Well, for some of you, it may be because your obsessions may be getting triggered. That's all. All right. You have successfully landed your first ship as you watch out of the viewport, which isn't actually looking out on the field, but it is a technologically advanced wall. And it simply shows you the ship as it lands on landing port 1. The vessel that lands is a sleek-looking Corvette that is about 1/3 of the size that landing pad 1 can land on, or can support. There are a total of 5 major landing pads, and then you have some smaller hangar bays for other ships, like one-man ships, two-man ships, very small cruise ships could easily land. This one's about a medium-sized ship, so it's okay to use one of the landing pads. Are you compelled to go out and meet the ship?
Oh, you know what? It's too early for. I just woke up. I need my beans. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
All right. As you're kind of spinning around looking for beans and coffee, the door to your office opens. It is a relatively shared office. You have another spot maybe further down the back where you have your own personal space.
As I'm walking around, I'm snapping,
Sure.
knocking on things, everything.
Yeah, as you're just kind of beatboxing around your office looking for coffee and beans, the door opens, and since you apparently have no idea what the hell's going on with your life, a man that you haven't seen before, wearing the same outfit as you, which is to say a kind of dark green jumpsuit with a nameplate on it, enters the room. This is a Lashunta. They are shorter than you. They are stockier built. They have antenna, and for their hair, they've got just a little crop of hair. I'd say it's kind of like a kind of military cut ish, but like with hair, not a shaved head at all. They're a little bit other than being stocky, they're also a little bit round. Apparently, your job leaves a lot for sitting. They put their hands on their hips and they say, "Hey, Patrick,
Yes.
I think that's me.
What do you mean you think that? You know what?
Well, me is just a state of being, I mean, like, I could be you, I could be whatever, I could be anything.
Patrick, I warned you about the mushrooms that grow at the base of the station twice already. This is gonna have to go on your record if you're high again, man.
Hey,
The
whoa,
first
whoa, whoa,
two
cool
times I
it, Daddy. Oh, I
forgave
don't
you.
even work here.
What do you
I
mean you don't?
Well,
do you
I
mean
mean,
work
I
here?
called somebody else. I called somebody in their space station or whatever it is that's out there, and they asked me for stuff, but I was calling them to see where I was.
He kind of looks over your shoulder at the viewport showing the ship. That ship that just landed, you called them?
I sure did.
Were they gonna call you?
Apparently, yeah.
All right, so you're just showing proactiveness?
Let's go with that.
Do me a favor. Let's go roll. This is going to be a persuasive roll. You're trying to convince him that you're doing your job well. The way rolls work in Everyone is Patrick. Because you don't have a skill that really governs this, being juggling or smell, you need to hit a 6. Anything less than a 6, and control shifts. Or we have a bid for control.
I didn't.
You did not
got
roll a
2.
6. Sorry, I should have given you the option before you rolled. Do you want to spend any
Nah.
willpower? Just so I thought
Nope.
you were the only one who's down to. All right, so as this shifts, everyone else has the option to vie for control now. Now, we're not having a wake-up scene. You're going to be mid-conversation with the dock controller. I will tell you his response to Justin's failed roll, and that's what you're waking up as a voice into. Now, in Twitch chat, I'm going to do the 3, 2, 1, go again. Just put any number, 0 through your full amount of willpower if you so choose. And we're going to go for that. That's going to be 3, 2, 1, go. Justin, you were allowed to bid.
Oh, I was?
Yes.
That's all right. I was just going to give it up.
Justin abstains. So abstaining is viable
Yeah.
too. It's just you are allowed to bid. You can continue control even after effing up rolls. Chris, a little bit more overzealous this time, paid 3 willpower for the pleasure of being Patrick. Chris, your
Hello.
voice kind of assumes direct control into the station manager. I'll say maybe you have a couple more memories floating in there than Justin did, I hope. And the name badge on there is, I haven't done fantasy name generator yet. Hold on. Let's do, oh Jesus, these are awful. Sure, what's a Morgan name? I don't even know what that is. Sure, this person's name is Colliel. Colliel, is your direct supervisor. Justin didn't, sorry. And this Lashunta is going a little red in the face, and he says, I don't find that answer acceptable. Listen, maybe you're having a rough day, and as your supervisor, I really want to acknowledge that, but I don't have any time. Clean up your spoop and act, stop eating the mushrooms that grow at the base of the building, and make sure that ship is appropriately taken care of, please. The last thing we need is the Border Space Union up in our offices because we let ships through. We had a couple mishaps last week. I'm not saying who did it, but I want to make sure no more happen. Can we get an agreement on this?
Adapt, evolve, and select naturally.
If that was a yes and that works for you, I'm comfortable with it.
It all works in the end.
Okay. All right. Patrick, I have to say, this is probably the weirdest encounter I've ever had with you. I'm happy to see you up off your seat because you've been sitting in that for way too long and it was starting to smell. But, focus, man. This is going to be a busy, busy time for us. It's harvest season and at least half of the colonies down in the southern hemisphere, and a lot of them are being routed through us because we've got border space approved traffic control. Do you understand?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to leave now. You're going to keep doing you, and I'm going to have no complaints. Good?
May he be with you.
Yes. Thanks. Kaliel leaves, looking perplexed, annoyed, and slightly uplifted. Um, what are you doing, Chris Patrick?
Well, I think it is time to meet our guests.
So you're going to head on down to the dock and meet up with the ship that just landed?
Why, of course I am.
Oh God, we're talking to ourselves now, huh? All right. So you make your way down. The spaceport isn't excessively massive. You're in basically a tower. Your office and your series of offices are up in like the top ball of the tower, but otherwise it's just stairs down. It's a big tower, but it's not difficult to navigate. You take the stairs down. You take a sheltered walkway over to the basically it's a hallway over to the landing pad 1, and as you exit. You are met by the grizzled, eye-patched man and a crew of a number of his people. There are
How many numbers?
I will say that there are 3 that approach you. It's the eye-patched man and 2 others, one of which is a Vesk, and the other of which is a gnome. And the others, like compatriots or members of the crew, are already unlifting or unloading boxes and bringing them off to ground transports, which they are slowly getting ready to leave the station with.
Greetings, friends. What brings you to our place?
The eye patch man takes a step forward ahead of the other 2, and he holds out his hand and he says, I believe you were the dock controller I spoke to not too long ago. Yes.
Yes, hi, my name is... and he grabs his hand and kind of goes like, kind of makes like a little spiral over his hand. Well met.
Right. Well, I'm the captain of the ship you see behind me.
Nice to meet you, captain of the ship that I see behind you.
Right then. We were just going to start unloading, shipping stuff off, and we shouldn't be here more than a day if that's...
Wait a second.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you ever considered how evolution was set in place by the gods?
With his one eye, he looks up as if he maybe
yes.
is conversing with the gods.
Yes.
Looks back at you.
You are.
Maybe?
You are definitely one of them, aren't you? You're definitely one of them. You have come for us.
Maybe.
You are the master of adaptation. Please tell me, you are a follower.
Listen, are you asking me for a bribe or not?
No, you were the one. You were the one that was supposed to take me away from here. I can tell you are the one. You have that look in your eye.
All right. Let me get this straight. I'm going to take you on my ship. You're not going to ask any questions.
That is correct. It is by his will that this happens.
I respect the circumspect. He holds out a hand.
He does another spiral over his hand.
I'm not ever going to do that again. I regret doing that a second time. In fact, I walked into that. That's okay. Welcome aboard the crew. If it's all right and it's all the same to you, simply you may call it ship. And you are now a temporary passenger aboard ship.
I feel uplifted already.
Right. I'm not going to be done here for another 12 hours. Can you come back? Because I assume someone's going to be looking for you if you leave now.
No one will find me. No one will need to find me.
All right. Hey. No, let me do the name generator. Hold on. I want to get as goofy as I can. I wish I had a goofy.
Just call him Carl.
I don't like that.
Make it easy. We're not going to remember.
No,
Everybody else is Dustin.
That's on you.
Jesus Christ. I'm just going to call everyone Dustin. That's it. Wait, what was our arbitrary name we called everybody again?
Sal has been for everyone
Arbitrarian?
else, basically.
Arbitraries?
No. There was another name we used to call everyone just for fun. I forget what it was. Damn it!
I'm pretty sure it was Patrick.
It was not Patrick. Shut up.
He motions over to the gnome and says, Emor, go ahead and show this person, whom we will call person, to ship, and get them set up in the cargo hold. The gnome nods at you with their chin, nods back at the ship with their head, and starts walking away, expecting you to follow.
He follows right up beside the gnome and says, "Are you a shapeshifter? Are you a shapeshifter?"
No?
Oh. Oh, you could be.
Sh-
Adapt, change, evolve. It is the will of all.
Why would I need to change shape, sir?
Why not?
Well, I guess I don't know, but I kind of like how I am.
Yes. You will see in all due time.
Well, I'll see what, sir.
What have... Wait a second. Must you be enlightened?
Sure.
So let me tell you about the speakings of our God.
And which god is that? Are you one of those preachy types?
Preachy types? Oh gosh, no. I speak only about our benevolent ruler, Oras.
Oh, yeah. I got you. No, man, I don't really go for that god stuff. And if I would, I'd pick one of the gnome ones. You know what I'm saying?
I do not know what you're saying.
Ugh,
What?
terrible.
What? Wow. What exactly you mean?
Well, you do seem to be with the one. He points to I point to the captain over there, who has learned how to adapt. Of course, you are all the followers of Oras. And you've come to take me away from this place, for I seek adventure. I seek
Jesus.
new roads.
Stars above this nut job.
Oras.
Tell you what, bud. If I tell you I'm a follower of Oras or whatever, we maybe cool it with the God talk.
I suppose I will.
All right, let me think about it. Go ahead and roll me a persuading people roll.
Okay.
Now that is a skill you have, I believe.
Yep.
Means you have to beat a 3.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 2 plus 3, right?
Not quite. It is you have to naturally on the die beat a 3.
Unless you wanna-
If you want to spend a will point, I'll let you because it's only a second roll. But technically, we're supposed to get that before you roll.
I gotcha. No, I'm good with it.
Let me make sure I'm not lying to you about that. Where's the die roll? Yeah, 3 or higher on a single DC. So you didn't make the roll?
Nope.
All right. That's now we're going to vie for control again with Patrick the Dock Controller. If you guys don't want to hear more of Christopher's hippie bullshit, make sure you bid for it. Again, Christopher, you are eligible to bid. And I'm going to have you guys all do it. And remember, it's your willpower. Keep track of your own willpower. I'll be doing it on the side. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Wait. Oh, shit. I missed it. That's okay. I was only going to bid
Christopher.
1.
Rolls 1, doesn't do anything. Michael does 2, doesn't do anything. And it is Patrick, assumes direct control of Patrick the Dock Controller. As your subconscious becomes the conscious, you are faced with a gnome who says, you know what? I didn't think I was religious, but now that I'm thinking about making a conversion, even glibly just to shut your whack ass up, I find I can't do it. I am compelled to not sully. My parents were real religious, and while I
I
want
immediately tune him out and start looking around.
yeah, as long as
Do I have access to keys or anything to start up? This is me asking you, the DM, not
Yep.
saying it out loud. Do I have keys or some? Am I capable of stealing a ship?
this particular ship, no.
A ship in the dock.
Yeah, I'd say you probably have at least 1 or 2 impounded ships that you would have the keys for.
I gently caress the gnome's face.
Dude, I am not comfortable with this.
And I lean in real close, maintaining eye contact the entire time. And when I'm an inch away from his nose, I just say, ice cream?
Ah, dog, we're getting supplies today.
I immediately, as soon as I hear nah dog, I just let go and I turn around and I walk away.
Oh man, the captain's gonna be so pissed at me.
I proceed to access whatever memory I can of where they store keys or whatever doodads get me onto a ship.
Yeah, there's one of the kind of first floor offices is like it's a secure storage room. You have an ID attached to your belt that you easily swipe in, no problem. And when you get in there, there's a couple of things that were taken off of people that they weren't allowed to have. So certain weapons might wind up in here, although usually they are depowered and usually not viable for weapons.
None of them make ice cream. Not concerned with the guns. Give me the keys.
Yeah, you find that there's an array of keys. You've got one single person fighter. You believe that the
Good enough.
killed.
I snag it.
Okay. When I say one person fighter, I mean like it has room for a person to sit, and that is it.
Yep. Does it look fast?
You vaguely remember it looked pretty fast. Yeah.
Would it be able to take a hit?
Yeah, that's shields.
Fairly sturdy. I take it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You pop on down. You have a hangar bay that's in the basement. It's kind of like a little area that opens up X-Men style, like when they bring out the X-Jet. But you're able to go in there from a stairwell. You find a little one-man fighter. It's probably covered a decent amount of dust, and it hasn't been used in some time. But you haven't yet had the annual auction for impounded ships, so it's still just sitting there waiting for someone to come along and scoop it up.
I scoop it up
All right,
like ice
man.
cream.
Yeah, there you go. You you hit the whatever the fob looks like for that, and the like little. So we're gonna say, just for the sake of making my life easier, it is legitimately like a fighter jet in space. It has a cockpit like kind of half sphere glass that slides back when you hit the button. A ladder comes down, so you were able to climb on up, and you pop yourself in there, and you're good to go. I actually believe there is a model that looks just like a fighter jet in Starfinder, but can't remember any of that. Check your manuals, folks. But you pop on into this random generic fighter, and you have all the controls. What do you do next?
Does it have a navigational computer?
Very simple. It has no AI, so it is something that you'd have to run yourself. It has some like self-help program, so it's not like you have to chart your own.
I hit the button.
So it takes more than that to start up. So
I
as
hit
you
a button.
attempt to start the ship, go ahead and make a skill check roll. This is something someone could easily fail at.
Yeah, I'll take 3 willpower for this.
You're going to pay 3 willpower, so that
And I get
means-
a 6 with that 3.
Fantastic. All right. You succeed through some weird sequence of events. You literally button mashed, but like it sometimes works in fighting games, it worked for you here. You eventually make a button glow. You throw caution to the wind, not that you were really entertaining it at all, and you smash the glowing button. Instead of firing off rockets and detonating the hangar, the thrusters ignite. You are able to get the ship going. After that, the thrust control stick is actually dead ass simple. It is a thrust control stick. You pull it up, you are able to exit the hangar without any issues, and you are now just taking off into Castrovelian's upper
Oh, I'm not going that far.
Oh, okay. All right. So you kind of course correct. You are now
Yeah.
going through Castrovel's atmosphere.
I am the bare minimum level above the buildings that you need to be in order to not hit the buildings as best as I can.
I'm going to allow that to go with your last roll because basically we're flying the ship now. So yes, you are able to. And do you look down at the ground at all? Like check your sensors?
Yeah, as best as I can.
Everyone who sees you starts to panic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fine.
you're some
I'm getting
sort of,
ice
like,
cream, guys. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
slightly Corvette fighter ship that does not have clearance to be flying this close to civilized space. And there are air traffic, like cars and stuff, that maybe use this space as well. They are wildly veering out of your way.
Ain't nobody gonna stop me from getting my delicious frozen treat. I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
access my memory. Where's the closest ice cream shop?
The closest ice cream shop.
Was
Let's
right
see.
outside the dock.
You know what? There probably would be a number of them, and the closest one will be back in the kind of derelict part of town, the less fortunate, and that is the closest. In terms of the well, are you looking for a particular type of landing place?
You know what? No, I'm not thinking about landing all that much. Are there anything around that looks like it might be someplace that would have food?
Yeah, there are many places. In fact, there would be like neon signs showcasing as much. And if you're looking for ice cream, I think you'd find one. I don't think that'd be a difficult challenge.
I go to the brightest food looking place that I can see.
All right, now we're gonna do a roll to land.
I'm not landing.
You're crashing.
I'm not. No.
Okay, so you don't have the hover option.
Oh,
because
that's not an option.
You're propelled from behind.
Okay, I got this. It's okay.
Okay.
So, does this thing have some sort of speaker system?
Yes.
Great. I access it, and on my first pass, ice cream. Turn around. For everyone, turn around. Dies.
What?
I turn back around. Ice cream
Yeah.
for everyone. Dies.
This doesn't do anything to quell the panic. And instead of getting ice cream ready, you mostly do see people on the ground scatter. There are more people at this establishment. They begin fleeing in abject terror.
It comes back screaming over it. Chocolate chip.
In response, the Castrovellian Defense Force finally has manned some sort of response, and there are joining them several news helicopters who begin showcasing this insane jet slash starfighter flying over a really heavily populated area, making repeated passes, which is, by the way, deafeningly loud on the streets below. I might hear some of what you're saying, but mostly it's and so Patrick, you have technically fulfilled
I
one of
have.
your obsessions, rather your obsession,
My obsession, yeah.
which is to be showcased on TV as the main focus. You're gonna check mark for that, but
That's
now,
how you do it, folks. Bam, done.
Is this Rye?
basically is right.
I didn't even think about that.
We enter another bid for control as armed police forces and the news are moving to intercept. Go ahead.
We are falling asleep behind.
It's not falling asleep so much as the subconscious shifts. It's falling asleep as another way to force the subconscious to shift. Failing is another one of those. Basically, the psyche rejects, or I guess this isn't failing. This is accomplishing something. This is the psyche feels a momentary release of pleasure, and then, oh shit, I forgot my grasp, and then is sucked away from the consciousness.
That's like you mentally came.
That's more or less what I was trying to.
And now you go
say.
snooze mode.
Yeah. All right. So as you go, please put your numbers into the chat. I'll give you a second, Justin.
Yes, please. I don't
and-
have chat open exactly. Okay, so I'm good.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Ooh, we got another tie.
Patrick, you did 2 last time, right?
Me?
Yeah, I believe you did.
I put 3.
Oh, 3. Sorry,
I've
you're at
used up 6.
Oh, right, because you also put 3. So you're down to 4.
Yep.
All right. We have less than an hour left. Remember, we do want to use up this willpower, so
Yep.
that works for me.
I got 2 on my roll.
I got 2 as well.
Really?
I need you guys. Oh, that wait. Now you rolled.
I got another
I'm
2.
I'm sorry, I didn't roll. I got 6.
Oh, okay. Well, I got 2, so we're good.
I thought you were just saying that you bid 2. Oh,
Nah.
looks like I'm back up here then.
Chris, as your persona snaps back and assumes direct control, which yes, I am totes referencing Harbinger from Mass Effect 2. You are behind the pilot yoke of a starfighter, and ahead of you on the horizon, which is starts off as kind of lower, shorter to the ground buildings, and slowly gets to like the slightly taller cityscape buildings. You have a mounted police force. There are 3 pretty heavily armed cruisers coming at you, and a news craft. We'll say that it is a 3-person craft that mostly hovers. It doesn't do any like weaving, bobbing, etc. What do you do?
How did I get myself here? All right. There's no one else on the ship with me, right?
No.
I hail the closest person.
Like ship or person on the ground?
I got you ice cream. I got you ice cream.
I have the ice cream in hand. Yes.
No, no.
No.
No. Well, then I hail the closest ship.
Sure, the closest ship is the lead Castrovalian police force, and over your screen's little monitor, a very angry Castrovalian face. This is a thinner face wearing a full helmet, so you can't see much, but there is like holes for the antenna. I don't know why, there just is. And they say, "Land your vehicle immediately. You're in violation of Castrovel airspace."
Well, ain't that some spoop? Thing is, there's no land button. I am trying to adapt and evolve and overcome this obstacle.
It's like a corporate guru.
How
Pretty much.
how did you get in the ship?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
We have reports of you threatening those on the ground below. Land your craft now, or we will land it for you.
Okay, first up, I don't think that was me per se. But again, there's no land ship button.
Sir or
Hello.
ma'am, I don't know.
Me
Just
neither.
know I am arming my sky-to-sky missiles. That's not a real thing, but I want you to know what's going to happen is I'm going to shoot a missile from my ship. It's going to hit your ship, and there's going to be a lot of pieces of you scattered around the populace below. I don't want to.
Oh, I see where you're confused. It's not sky to sky, it's air to air.
Listen, you just turn it around and go where you came from. We saw with our tracking that you seem to have originated from the spaceport. How about we start there?
Oh, I can turn around? Oh, let's do this. All right, I'm turning around.
All right, skill check, I guess. Let's see if you can successfully navigate the ship.
5?
If you want to pay 1 will point, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. As you turn the ship, the yoke goes with you. It does for a hot second. It banks hard, like a jet,
Yeah.
You go to turn, and it turns the ship, not your actual angle of motion. But really quickly, in like a panic, you pull up a little bit, like you're kind of retracting into yourself, and this does the banking turn you were hoping to do. The G forces cause you to and you slowly fight them and push yourself forward, which knocks the stick back into a neutral position. You are flying sideways as shit, but you are going back in the correct direction, and you started maintaining a certain altitude.
Can I go higher?
I think by that you've probably figured out how turning the stick works. Yeah, you can manage the stick now at this point.
Oh, all right, then straight up.
So instead of listening to the control, you tilt the stick backwards and you just start going straight up.
Straight up. Is there a button to make this go faster?
There is a big glowing red button, though you're
I
not
push
entirely sure if it makes
Big
things go fast.
glowing red button. For Horus!
You
That made
triggered
my
the
entire
aftermarket.
screen jump.
you trigger the aftermarket extremely illegal afterburners, which has two effects. The first of which that you notice is it puts your body under tremendous strain as you hit a button that shouldn't be hit in airspace. The gravity of the planet begins to shake your ship to pieces, literally. And this is not a figurative statement. A wing just fell off your right side. And below you, the buildings, and namely the ice cream shop, are immediately incinerated in a blue pile of heat. Just molten building begins cascading down as your flame, which is originally some sort of yellow, turns a dark and then in inner parts neon blue and liquefies everything below you, people included. And as you
Adapt!
up,
Evolve! Overcome! Go!
From the back of your mind, you hear, "I told him I scream where everybody dies. I tried to warn him."
Chris,
Hello.
we're gonna go play with the gods of chance now.
All right.
I'm going to say, pick a number. I'm going to roll a d20, and if that is correct, you will have successfully done something. A 2? You're choosing a 2?
What? What?
Oh, sorry, that's not what's in there. That's it just made a noise. I thought you rolled something.
Well, I'm gonna roll a d20.
To choose what I'm choosing on my d20?
17.
17. All right, I'm rolling it in roll 20.
Come on,
It's
baby.
a 4.
Ow.
You did not have the successful thing happen, and instead, you will lose consciousness as the missile that was fired from the police cruiser, the more appropriately named air-to-air missile, collides with the aft end of your ship, spiraling it out of control and eventually bringing you to a screeching halt. You lose consciousness.
All right.
All right.
We have a vie for control situation again, folks.
Yep.
Chris, you spent 3 for bid, 1 for action. That puts
Yep.
you down to 6.
Oh.
As my standing, I've got
No, I
Chris with
have,
6,
I have-
Justin with 8, I
I have
believe.
Yep, I
4,
got 8.
actually.
Michael rocking a full 10. You have 4, Chris?
Yes.
I must
Yeah.
have missed your first bid. I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
4. And then Patrick is at 4 as well. We are back to bidding. And
Oh,
go ahead,
wait. You said he fell unconscious?
Yes.
And we regain when? If 10-minute nap?
No,
Which this is not.
there is no time frame for this particular point of unconsciousness.
Okay.
It is whenever the GM decides to wake your ass up.
Gotcha.
All right. And I feel so bad for one of your motivations. I'm so sorry. All right. Please put your bids into the Twitch chat. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mike
Big
is in there.
spender.
Because Michael has the most capital to spend.
Yeah,
he
but,
spent-
like at a certain point, I gotta just do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's true. That's how this game works.
We gotta go
Michael
quicker too, I
Patrick.
think.
the first thing you experience when you wake up isn't visual. You hear a steady beeping sound, a boop, 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 boop. If you listen a little bit closer, you maybe hear a slight drip of liquid into a slightly larger pool of liquid. Can anyone do that? I can't do it. Nah, fine.
I can.
Yeah.
Thank you. I knew
Yeah, there you
one
go.
of you reprobates could do it. I know I'm not capable.
That's my autism right there.
As we all try it and fail.
And as you slowly open your crusted over eyelids, you are, I imagine, as expected, in a hospital. You are wearing a hospital gown. You are surprisingly not in any casts. You have bandages over most of your body. You are not restrained, but you are attached via an IV drip and a catheter, which for those of you who don't know is the thing that goes in your pee-pee. I don't know what they do for number 2 when you're stuck in a coma. How does that work? Does anyone know?
Fuck
yeah.
Down.
But like you're in a coma.
They,
It just sits there and then they wipe it for you.
No,
You
they
probably
just
don't
collect
poop
it in
very
a
much.
bag.
Since
Oh,
you're
that's
not
a good
eating
call.
anything.
It's mostly
I don't know.
liquid
Let's
waste.
ask the chat. Hey, anyone had a family tragedy that can expound on this?
Jesus Christ! All right,
Or
fine.
just
I'll
a
take
really
this
old
back.
relative. I mean,
You have woken up in a hospital. You are alone. The room around you looks exceedingly high tech. This is a modern facility, nicely well done. The door to your room, it is a single person room. The door to your room is about, I don't know, 6 feet away from you. The room is not very big, no more than I'd say 15 by 15, and that might even be too big. I don't know how to do sizes. And there is a window off to the other side opposite the door. What do you do, Michael Patrick?
Moving around, does it hurt? Can I move?
Well, the points where you are connected to something do elicit some pain when you maneuver, and I would say your body is sore, but thanks to the drugs pumping through your system, mostly comfortably numb.
um, so not knowing what's going on, wake up, and just start grabbing the wires and stuff that are attached to me and just start pulling them off because obviously I have no clue what's going on.
I'm not going to say it's enough pain to trigger the switch, but you're pushing it, man, as you rip out the catheter and the IV and whatever.
I don't rip.
you had.
I don't just like straight up.
No,
I
actually,
just
you
kinda-
did. You Wolverined it. No, no more of this bullshit. All right, move your situation, and you extract yourself from the bed. Yes,
Yes.
you are. And I don't know what your persona remembers, but your physical form has emaciated a bit due to your time spent in the hospital. You are frailer, you are slightly more prone to injury, and you can tell you have not walked in many days.
All right. So with that, I'm just kind of start heading towards the door, stumbling, and just kind of open the door and just walk out.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Sure. You stumble a little bit. You get your bearing relatively briefly. Your legs aren't so emaciated that you can't walk on them. It's just extremely uncomfortable. Pins and needles adding to the numbness. And you exit through the door. You are in a relatively long hallway. To your left, you can see like around the corner, the edge of a nurse's station or a doctor's station where there's like a desk, and you can hear some people over there. And off to your right, the hallway ends in a door that is marked, stairwell number 3.
I go for the stairwell.
Fantastic. As you are, oh god, I wish this was Starfinder. I'd have you roll perception or some ish.
Can you
Nope, I'm
fail
gonna say
at
that
seeing
your
something?
persona didn't
Because
care.
that's a thing.
No, I don't care. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna go.
I'd say he'd have to actively engage. If he told me
Yeah.
he was searching for something, I might go for it. But in terms of like passive, I'm just gonna say no. You know what? I'll roll a d6, and if I get a 6, he sees it because it makes me feel better. / roll 1d6. You don't know shit. As you continue walking past your really helpful medical chart, you hit the exit door. It is unlocked. You are able to open it, and you are able to hit the stairwell. They go up and they go down. It's well lit. There is no panel that tells you what goes where, however, or what floor is. This is very clearly a back stairwell, not one of the main thoroughfares.
Did I see an elevator?
Not here, no.
Not in this. Okay, I didn't see it anywhere on the floor so far.
You would have had to have gone towards the nurse's station to see it.
If for this the type of stairwell where like I can look down and see I'm really far up or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. You can see the bottom from where you are. It looks like it's about 4 flights.
Okay, I'll go
If you look
downstairs.
up, it goes much higher up.
I'll go down. I intend to leave.
The floors go down. They're numbered. That's about it. You get the door behind you is 4. You're 3, 2, 1. When you hit basement level, there's no exit of the building. It's just the first floor of the building. There is a stairwell, up, like an adjacent stairwell that'll go down to the basement level, but it's locked.
All right, I'll head out and I want to see if there's any type of what is it like not nurse's station, but like a locker room or something like that, someplace where I could get clothes.
I'd say you walk around and you kind of look for things. In this instance, I'll make this a roll.
I find some scrubs.
Doesn't really fit. Yeah, I'm going to say roll if he is successful before he finds someone. So I'll say, I know this is kind of an early roll and not much of a skill check. I will give you a slight benefit. Any willpower you spend on this will be double value.
I'll do 2 then.
Okay, so you're going to get 4. So you need to roll a 2, basically 2 or higher.
I rolled a 2.
Well, there you go, 2 or higher. You do, in fact, find a set of scrubs. It's not a locker room per se. It's like a in the hallway there was maybe a like a cleaner
Rack of
thing.
clothes.
Yeah, like something for laundry or something, and you're able to pull a set of scrubs that fits you just fine. Fortunately, no one sees you in this hallway because you're in the back end of it. And the rooms, like there are rooms on either side. By the way, these are other hospital rooms. You quickly throw on scrubs. You grab a face mask for protection. And scrubs here are a little bit more advanced than scrubs in our world. I'll simply say that they are like actively sealed in areas to keep in things. It's not like a full hazmat suit or anything, but it's a little bit more secure, so a little bit more snug and form-fitting. But you are dressed in scrubs, and you can slowly hobble, continuing down the hallway.
Oh yeah, I fully intend to leave.
Cool. Eventually, you make it to signs. Signage does suddenly appear, and it starts directing you towards exits, towards X-ray, towards maternity ward, etc. You follow signs towards exiting, and as you get towards the end, you do see that there's like a welcome kiosk or a check-in area. And as you're turning to leave, someone hails you. It is a receptionist who says, "Oh, excuse me. Hey there. I'm sorry. I don't think we've met. Are you checking out? I didn't see you punch out." And she kind of motions at a log clock behind them. It is not by any means like an old school punch out. It's like a scanner, but otherwise it's the same colloquial terms are used.
Now how do I want to just blow? No, I'm just gonna blow this person off and walk out.
All right, you're gonna now roll a skill, which you have, which means without any points, and these points will be normal value if you choose to spend them, and you should spend them beforehand. You only have to roll a 3 or higher.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll.
Okay.
And I got another 2.
Which is not a 3 or higher. You did spend 2, so you're down to 4. We now have a vying for control vote. What Michael Patrick just did was attempt to blow past the receptionist, who is attempting to get you to at least log out before you end your shift. For whomever wants to vie into this nonsense, please enter your bid into the Twitch chat now.
I'm just gonna say 0.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Woof.
Okay. Justin votes 5, putting him down to 3 because he wins the shit out of that. And Justin.
Wait. Justin has 3 left?
As of now, yes, after you bid 5.
Yeah, but he had control once before.
Yeah,
He only bid 2 and 1.
2, 1. So he has 2 left. Am I doing my math wrong?
No, you're absolutely.
No, I'm doing it wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
As I pointed out in any of our other streams, I don't math well. Please always check my math.
Yeah, because it's 5 plus
Usually,
whatever you bid before.
I'm just.
You take that away from 10. That's how much you have left.
Nope, that's you're 100%
I only got
correct.
2. I only used 2 of mine.
Yeah, but
So
no,
he's
that's-
used 7
I
in
only used
total.
2.
I was right, you bastards. Don't
Yeah.
double check my math.
I've only
Y'all
had
suck.
thing once.
I thought you bid 3.
No, he
I
only
bid
did 2.
2.
Him and Chris tied on 2
Okay.
twice.
All right.
What
Whoa.
happens is, as you assume your direct control, you are behind you hearing a female voice call out, because I don't know how much you want to remember, allow you to remember whatever you know. And it calls out, "Excuse me, hey, you can't leave the building without checking out. You know this is a security measure. Please don't make me call security. I am having a really bad day."
Oh, whoa there. Wait, whoa. Come on now. Don't blow your jets. I'll come back. Don't worry. I'm coming back right now. What is this, Germsville? Yeah, I'm in Germsville. That's right. All right, let's do this.
The woman in front of you is a Lashunta. Being in Castrovel, this makes my casting very easy. She is wearing a name tag that says Cinderella, and she has, we'll say, like a mom cut for hair, something that kind of curls at the end and is very short, well easy to maintain if you have children, so they don't pull on it. Yes, this is a thing, I think. And she says, "All right, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to get emotional. It has been an extremely challenging day. All I need to do is come in and check out. But I was gonna say, I don't think I met you before. Did you come in before my shift started?"
I've been here all week, baby.
Oh, sorry. I guess we must just be missing each other. You know, starships in the night, right?
You want to rap with me for a bit here? Tell me what's on your mind.
I mean, that's nice of you to ask. I'm just,
Well, you said you're having some trouble.
well, they just brought in a little kid, and he didn't look like he was gonna make it. And I know we're not supposed to get this invested, but my son's about his age, and I mean, I lie if I didn't say they looked a little bit alike. Um, I don't know. The poor boy just reminds me so much of my son, and I haven't been able to get him out of my head, and I don't think he's gonna make it.
What's the matter? Is it cancer?
No, that's oddly specific. No, he had some sort of head injury. One of his antenna was missing, and there was a deep gash deep into his skull. He wasn't
Ooh,
he wasn't responding to the paramedics when they were wheeling him by.
ooh, that's rough. I'll you know what? I'm gonna go check on that boy and see if he's good. See if he's all right. I'm
Oh
gonna go.
God,
I'm gonna
would
leave.
you?
I would. It would be my pleasure.
Yeah, all right. Let me.
Well, it's
let me
total
buzz you in.
Squaresville over here, so you know.
Yeah, I'll buzz you in. He's in room 3, just right back there. If you could just pop out and let me know how he's doing, I would really appreciate it. And if
No
he didn't
problem.
make it, if he didn't make it, I need to know. Okay.
All right.
Like if I'm not here, my name is I already forgot what I told it. Cinderella. Sure.
Yeah,
My
pretty
name's
much.
Her
Cinderella.
name is Carl. Make it easy so we remember.
I'm making them increasingly longer, Patrick, just for you.
Too bad I'm calling everybody Carl or ice cream.
Yeah, all right. She hits a button. You hear the emergency room doors behind her click open so you can gain access to them, and you're able to walk on through.
All right. I walk on through.
All right. The rooms are clearly labeled. There's signs all over this place so that the really dumb, whom often get hurt, can help you get out of this area. And room 3 is just off to your right. You take a couple doors down, and it's an open concept ER where they're mostly cut, like the different bays are covered by cloth, not walls. And as you peek in, it appears no one is with the boy yet. There doesn't seem to be any parents who've been brought in. The paramedics have left the room. There is a number of machines on this child, checking for vital statistics, all that stuff. And it is a young Lashunta male, I would say 5 or 6. He's got tawny hair that is like a bowl cut, straight up bowl cut, except for the gash that has removed one of his antenna, is digging deep into his skull, and currently has some very basic sutures and bandaging over it.
Quick
Otherwise,
question.
it looks like they're still figuring things out.
While I'm walking, is there an oncology area?
I don't know what that is.
Cancer ward.
Jesus Christ. You
Hold on.
Yeah,
He's
what?
in the wrong for asking for oncology. That's a step too far. You just talked about how some poor child was physically destroyed, but he's wrong for looking for the oncology
Patrick,
ward.
you don't know what I know. You do not know
You
what
don't
I
know
know.
what you
Oh
know.
no.
You see signs that lead out of the ER and to an oncology ward. Sure, yes.
Okay. All right.
There's a stairwell that takes you right there. In fact, there's an elevator.
Sure. Let's go there instead.
It's an oversized elevator to fit stretchers and gurneys and the
Cool.
like.
All right. Let's go there
You
instead.
take it up. We'll call it 5th floor just because I don't care. And as you get out there, there is you land at like a little nurse's station, and then there's just doors. There's a hallway goes off to your left. Past the nurse's station, this hallway goes. We'll call it north and south, and you're able to choose. There's doors in every single.
I go into. I just keep on going doors until I find what I'm looking for.
The very first door,
Yep.
you find an elderly male. We'll say this one is half elven, a little bit of a point to the ear, kind of ostracized. The nurses aren't in there too often. They're, again, the standoff between elves and the Lashuntan it's still present, even though he's half elf. And as you enter, this is an older man, wrinkled. He's got a completely bald head. He's got one of those little strips that covers your nose and feeds you oxygen constantly. He looks up as you enter, sees that you're wearing scrubs, and looks back at the TV or vid screen they were watching.
All right. I walk in, tapping on things as I'm walking by. Yo, Daddy-o, you want to rap with me for a bit? Pop. Smack. I just play bongos on his head. And
as
Yeah.
you play bongos on his head, you fulfill your obsession, and we have another bid for control. I know I gave you a varying on yours. We'll call that one a twofer.
okay.
That's inappropriate, but yes, you shouldn't have been in that scenario to begin with. Oh Christ! All right, you're a bastard.
You're muted, Patrick.
What was his scenario?
He has to play the bongo drums on someone's head. They also need to be bald. Either he needs to make them bald or they need to be already bald.
Goddamn cancer one.
Sorry. I mean, you put me in a hospital. This was the easiest way to get there.
I thought you were gonna shave the kid's head, so
I
I guess
now
I'm a
I
little
was,
agree
happy
with
I was
for
going
you.
to. I was going to, but I was like, wait, that requires a skill check, and I can't do that.
I now agree with Dustin. Holy shit, Justin.
What? What? I didn't
You're
do-
not
what?
allowed near a hospital. I'll see to it.
For other reasons too. Yeah.
You understand why my heart dropped when he asked me that question, and I understood what he was asking finally.
Oh.
You know, people always think that I'm the worst one in this group, but I don't think so.
I mean, come on. I mean,
I had to say,
I had
Justin,
to. I had to. I'm not a bad
Justin's
person.
obsession wasn't in a hospital. He's taking advantage of a situation that he was put in
Exactly.
for lust for ice cream. Now we have less than a half hour left, and there's another bid for control, and you have just drummed on a patient ward patient's head. Holy shit! I'm so sorry, any viewers who have people in their family or friends or circles, close or otherwise, that are suffering from cancer. We are not making light of that. We simply point out their heads are good for bongos.
I
Moving-
sincerely apologize to anybody that might be offended by that. I have
I
had
don't.
friends that have died to cancer. I
I think-
know how it is.
Well, you knew what an
Dustin's
oncology
offended.
ward was, so I assumed you're speaking from experience. I had no idea. I know Michael's preempting the vote a little bit. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go, and I want you guys to bid again. Go. You bastards.
You said it.
I sure did. Chris has, I think that was all Chris had.
That is all I have.
Chris, you are at 0 willpower, but it
Sure.
looks like you won that vote. You're going to have a challenging time rolling or assuming control again. Unless you make him take a nap, but I don't see why you would do that. You have just drummed on the cancer ward's head, this cancer ward patient's head. This half elf looks up at you and says, "Did you just touch me?"
Oh yes. What seems to be your problem?
You just touched me.
You said I could. Weird.
I did?
Yeah, like a couple seconds ago, you said you wanted to be tapped on the head. Here, let's take a step back.
The person looks very confused.
I am very confused.
Is part of your head you answer the fourth wall questions every time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm also saying this in character.
No,
I
that's
am
fine.
also confused.
Please don't touch me.
All
Everything
right.
hurts.
Well, have you tried to adapt? Evolve?
I've done everything
Select
you've asked.
naturally?
I've moved into your establishment as your doctors requested. I would say I have adapted and evolved pretty well.
Ah, you're another one. Oh, you are another one.
Another one, what?
Another follower. Oh my. This has been enlightening. Oh my. So,
Can I get a new nurse?
I see where you're mistaken. I am not a nurse.
What? Then get out of my room.
I was told to read you your last rites.
What? I'm not. I don't think I'm dying.
Have you
now?
considered-
They told me I have 6 weeks. Last week, I have 5 weeks. Oh my god, I have 5 weeks. My gods, my gods.
Have you considered how evolution was set in place by our Lord and Savior Horus? Have you decided to see the light?
Wait. Are you asking me to move on?
Adapt, evolved, and of course, select naturally. It is time, my friend. Let us join hands.
Tentatively puts his hand out. He's still thinking about what you said. You know, it has been real hard lately, but Are you sure this is what you want to convince a cancer patient to do on screen, Christopher?
I'm Patrick.
Oh, fucking
Yeah,
hell.
Pat, do you really want to do this, Patrick? Patrick's been doing all of this.
All of this.
I
All right,
mean,
I'm rolling.
Patrick has the
And I get my
highest
skill
death toll
bonus,
right
yes?
You're legitimately trying to persuade this person to end their life? Yeah, you need to roll a 3 or higher. You don't have
Oh
any.
my god, is this your obsession? Is this your obsession? Holy shit, is this your obsession?
3. This person says, will you hold my hands till it's over?
Of course.
They get themselves comfortable on the bed.
And as soon as he goes to do anything, I run out of the room, just start screaming, I got another one! I got another one!
All right, fine. I will allow this to trigger your obsession. You have, in a backwards ass way, converted someone to the religion of Horus, specifically his mantra of natural selection, which was one of your requirements to fit yours. Yep, that's awkward AF. But yes, you have successfully hit your obsession, meaning you lose direct control, and now we are vying for a bid as he runs through the hallway screaming, I got another one in a cancer ward.
Good luck, Pat.
Please enter your bids into the Twitch chat now. Christopher, you are going to abstain until he takes a nap.
No,
Or
I'm
bid 0,
totally
that's
bidding.
fine.
I'm totally bidding.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. 3, 2, 1, go, folks.
Oh.
Michael
I
doesn't
got
want
it
anything
again.
to do with
Got
that
it
bull-
again.
I mean, I need this to at least be out of this goddamn hospital.
Yeah,
you got 15 minutes.
I don't think, my friend.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can possibly come back from this unless something happened during the interim.
Well,
We'll
mine's
see.
easy. You can probably get your ears pretty quick because mine's easy. I'm gonna go right into the next room and just bongo on some more heads. Oh, willy nilly.
All right. Jesus Christ.
There's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty of bongos.
Yeah, literally, Patrick the dock controller, this poor bastard, runs through the hallway, barges into a next room, finds a, you know what? This
You're like-
next room, this person has a couple wisps of hair, Justin Patrick.
I look for a scalp. No, I'm going to the next one.
No, so you run out. At this point, the orderlies are chasing you now. You get into the next room. Go ahead and roll me. We'll roll a d6. 3 or above. Sorry. More than 3, and they have no hair.
I have no what's it called, by the way. So
I know.
All right.
This isn't a skill check.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
me at random chancing it.
okay, where the heck did I put roll 20? There it is.
D6.
1.
All right. That person also has no hair. As you skirt out of this room into the next room, the orderlies are
Thought it was
right on
above
your
3.
heels. You're in the next room. Roll me that D6 again.
Then you're muted again, Pat.
3.
They have no hair.
You know, like the opening of Animaniacs where they're like playing the xylophone like on everybody's head, like do 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 do, whatever. That's basically what I'm doing here.
Yeah, you bang on this person's head, bongo drum like. At that point, you fulfill your obsession, and you are tackled by an orderly, which causes you to hit your head and lose consciousness.
I'm fine with this.
You will not be waking up in a hospital again, you sick bastards. You have got another obsession fulfilled. An easy one, but yes, you have it. This one's going to be a 1 because you were already in the position and you did a repeat.
All right.
Next up, yeah, thank you, Christopher. For bidding, I really only have Michael and Patrick that can bid. You each have 4 willpower based on my counting, which isn't great. Go ahead, put it in Twitch chat, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Nope. I was gonna put a 1 in anyways, so
Patrick comes out strong with a 3, leaving himself with 1 willpower point. And Patrick, you wake up this time a little bit differently. Your face isn't crusted over. You haven't atrophied any further than you have previously. You are in a much more cushy situation. You are in a like a plush bed with a lot of like feathered down pillows and blankets. You are well maintained. It's a 4 corner poster bed with like draperies hanging off of it, and everything's in nice, pleasing shades of red, magenta, pink.
are you prepared
as
to
you
have a
wake up,
staring contest?
The room is probably 3 times the size of the hospital room you woke up in last time. Much bigger, has its own display channel above an in-room fireplace, lovely bay window, and a double door that exits the room off to your left.
Okay. I'm not cuffed to a bed or anything, right?
You are correct, not cuffed to a bed or anything, right?
I go to leave the room. I'm assuming that it's locked.
Nope, it is not locked.
Oh, I get out of the room.
Yes, that is what happens when you open a door. Yes.
Yep. I look like I'm in a asylum, I'm assuming.
No, you are in someone's home.
I'm in a home.
On there. It's a very nice. You are on the upper floor. You enter off of a balcony side room. There is a staircase that meets another staircase that goes to the other side of this second floor of this palatial estate.
Mhm.
And at the where these two stairwells meet, there's a landing that goes further down if you want to hit to the ground floor. But on the wall there is a very very well done, artistically rendered painting of two Lashunta. I believe one is a shorter, stockier male, and the other one is a tall, elegant-looking female. They are both Lashunta. They both have antenna. Patrick, the dock controller, would traditionally recognize these as Alden and Kamira Stoyer.
Yeah, I figured. Is there a television in the room?
Yeah, if you duck back into the room, there was one above the fireplace.
I start immediately flipping through the channels to the local news.
Local news, you don't take long to find what you're looking for. Not only are you on the news, or at least your antics on the news, as there is a fighter jet, like starfighter alarms populace, and then a subnote, then melts them. And then it pans later on into major scene at local hospital as this is like months later. I guess the other one was archive footage. They basically attach it to this next footage saying the pilot of that starfighter recently made another scene at a local hospital where they were seen interfering with treatment on cancer patients. There was one lethality in
Fatality.
Oh no.
I guess you're technically on TV again, but I'm
That's
actually
what I
gonna go
was
ahead and
asking.
give you that point without triggering your obsession.
That's what I was gonna ask for.
So not obsession triggered, but you've confirmed an obsession was triggered. Yeah, you've made the
Yeah.
news twice. You are very well known on Castrovel, specifically in this city of Asona City. But yeah, you're well known.
Okay. I immediately try to leave the house.
Sure. As you get down and you hit the landing point, you go to.
Wait, before I do that, I check the freezer.
As you hit the ground floor, you check some of the doors. You eventually find a kitchen, which is attached to a large dining room with a long table for house parties. In the freezer, you do find that there are different delicacies, including the Castrovelian version of ice cream.
I take the ice cream.
You have said ice cream.
Are there keys to a vehicle?
No.
No?
No. Well, you can search the estate if you would like, and that would be a skill check.
I take a look outside.
Yeah, as you look outside, you are met with really well-kept grounds that go on for some time. There is a walled-off estate. It's probably roughly a mile, but you can see a mile down the driveway, which is sloping and turns and etc. A gate that leads off the property. If you look over the walls, you do eventually see some sort of suburb area, but the city isn't so far away.
Okay. Is there a street nearby?
If you were to walk the mile to get to the end of the estate property, you would hit the gate, which there is a street. Yeah, you don't see any vehicles running on it, and you don't see any air traffic in the area either.
I take the ice cream carton, I shove it under my armpit like a football, and I speed, just full effort towards the nearest street I see.
Cool. That's going to be a skill check. Go ahead and roll me a d6 because your feeble-ass legs still haven't recovered from your coma.
Oh, right. I have a d6. Michael, your turn.
Yes, we will say that there's a brief moment where a roll is failed, and you're going to wake up with the results of that fail. Is that Michael? You're the only one with willpower? No, Patrick, you have one. Y'all vote. Go ahead. Put your numbers into chat. 3, 2, 1.
Fun. No, for fun, I'm just gonna do one.
All right, we got 1. Patrick, are you putting in 1?
Are you actually putting it into the thing?
He's saying it's 1. It's fine.
Well, I
If you
think that
answer
we
1 as
should.
well, it becomes a roll off.
Yeah, that was the point. Make it a roll off.
I was gonna see if he actually put 1 or if he put 0. That way, we could have a roll off at 0. Yeah, I'll go for 1.
Oh, all of roll.
Could we have a roll off at 0?
No, well, yeah. If
If
you did,
everybody does 0,
so
yes.
it was the prisoner game theory type of a thing where I'm gonna do this.
We have 9 minutes. I'm
lie.
going to put a kibosh on the voting for 0. Let's lose some willpower, folks.
Yeah. We both go 1.
Roll a d6 each of you.
I rolled a
You
6.
Yep.
I rolled a 6.
Roll again, you bastard.
Roll again. I rolled a 3.
3.
Roll again. I rolled a 3.
5.
You go.
Michael, you lose 1 point. You are down to 3. You have fallen face first into a bucket of ice cream. The ice cream is no longer salvageable, but it tasted okay.
No.
I
And you
step in it.
you pull yourself up. Yeah, you totally step in it again. It's now basically trapped around your foot, and you are outside of a palatial estate on well-kept and manicured grounds. And there is a gate about a mile off in the distance to lead to off of the premises.
I guess I'm gonna head there, and I'm gonna attempt to hail like a taxi equivalent.
Sure, you get there, you walk. You're not feeling so great after that scrape. Your knees are bleeding. You are wearing, I forgot to tell you guys the clothes you're wearing now. You are wearing simple clothes, but actual clothes, like normal vestments, a shirt, pants. They are breezy and comfortable and well made.
The only reason
easy
I
to wear.
did the sprint was I thought if I tried to walk the mile, you were going to make me do a I'm bored check. That's why I did the sprint.
Well,
I
for
knew I could've
you,
walked, I
for
would've
you, I
walked.
might have, but I have a better idea because I know whose obsession I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
As we get to the end of the walkway, you entertained yourself by I don't care. And as you get to the end, you find that there's gate controls that open the gate. You're able to trigger them on the inside without any problem. They open inward. And as you begin to exit, a car slows in front of you. This car it's seen better days. It is a wheeled vehicle, which is rare. Most cars are, I would say, in Casperville, probably some sort of hovercraft. It's got a couple of rust spots. Maybe it sputters a little bit as it comes to a stop. Like there's a little bit of backfiring from this, somewhat jalopy style vehicle. And out gets a large, half orcish man, and they say, "Hey, you all right there? You know you're bleeding, and your knee is in fact scraped from when you fell."
Pain level.
I'm gonna say you're still hopped up on drugs.
I feel great. It
Oh.
says it with a big smile on his face.
All right. Well, I don't know. You seem kind of confused. Can I give you a lift back to your house or something?
Well, I was actually on my way to the spaceport.
Oh, that's on the far side of town, right? You have to go through, you have to go through the city to get to the spaceport. You're gonna want to ride.
Yeah, I was gonna attempt to hail a taxi, but I mean, if you're heading that way,
He looks up at the house behind you. He looks at you.
was he actually pulling in?
No. He says, well, I could look after your place if you just want to take my car to the spaceport.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you.
All right. He grabs his phone off of the seat next to him, his little space communicator. He starts dialing in a number. He walks by. He hands you a set of keys to his car. Tentatively, do you take them?
I do.
He walks past you. He gets past the gate looking back as you slowly start to assume your seat in the car. And he starts jogging to the palatial estate you have just let him walk by in, triggering your obsession. You have let an unscrupulous fellow past you, and that was your one trigger.
Two.
Well, no, I'm sorry. That was your one thing of obsession. You have triggered it twice. So yeah, you are good to go. That is going to be a point for you. And we have another vying for control. For those of you who can bid, please enter a number into the Twitch chat.
Isn't
I
it
do
just
too.
me?
I do 2.
3, 2, 1, go. You're bidding 2?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm out.
All right. You drive through the city. You have enough residual memory to get to the space station, no problem. And as you get into your normal parking spot, which is available weirdly, you approach the tower. Your ID you don't have on you, so you wait until someone else enters the building. You follow them in, and then you head to the top floor where your normal office is, and someone else is in there. It is a multi-limbed being, a Kasathan with gray mottled skin, elongated head, and 4 arms, communicating to different ships and doing different things far more efficiently than a 2-armed person could, apparently. And as you enter, they hear the door behind them, and they look back and they say, "Here you then."
I'm sure that you remember. This is my office. You're in my chair.
What? I'm sorry. I don't know you. I've only been here for a couple of weeks, though. I'm a relatively new hire. Are you? I'm still shift for another 6 hours. I don't have a shift coming up, and I thought it was going to be Carl that was going to get me out of here.
That throwback.
Well, that's just it. There are new rules and regulations, so you need to take a break. So I'm here to replace you for about a half hour.
All right. I know this is a quick turn for you, Michael, but go ahead and roll for some persuasion nonsense.
All right. I'll spend, what is it, my last point?
I have you as having 3 points left.
Sure, let's spend that many.
Oh wait, what did you just bid?
2.
2.
Sorry, you have 2 points left.
All right. So I'll use all of them.
All right, you still
It is.
roll 2. What's the
Do I got to
best?
beat a 3 for this? Like, is this
Yeah, you need a
considered-
4 or better. Sorry.
No, I meant,
3.
did this work the whole likable skill?
Yeah, you know what? I'll say this could be an affable coworker that you just haven't encountered before. I'll go with that. Yes. So you need to roll a 1, right? You can't actually lose.
I rolled a 4 anyways.
All right, that's fine. You are at 0 willpower. You were managed to get through that, and he says, "All right. Yeah, I guess you're good. I've got another ship on the way. You sure you don't want me to take it? I don't mind wrapping up my shift."
No, it's okay. Just remember, it's only a half hour.
Oh,
Or what is the standard lunch? An hour?
oh, probably an hour. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna go meditate for an hour, man. It's fine. Fucking insensitive bastard. He steps up, leaves a chair for you. He signs out of his thing when the pop-up prompts him, and he's all right. It's there for you to sign in, and he leaves the office.
Does Patrick's credentials still work?
No, you are not being allowed to the system. In fact, you see an alert pop up as you are attempting to access a locked file. If you would like access, please contact system administration.
Do I remember if anybody kind of just leaves their credentials around because they're too lazy?
Let's leave this one up to chance. Let's see if you were able to catch what this person just put into their computer while they type themselves out.
All
So
right.
roll me a 6 on a d6.
I got a 3.
All right, you didn't quite make it. We have only one person able to bid. I will require you to bid your 1 point, Patrick, to assume
Yep.
that control. But Patrick, unless you take a nap, you are the last Patrick of the evening. You are in the space controller system. You just got an error for trying to log into a coworker's screen account, and you have no access to the computer system while you are currently in an office. The only thing you have access to directly is the comm system next to you, which does not seem to run off of the login. Half of the buttons are grayed out, though. You aren't able to call outbound ships.
No, that's fine. Do I have access to any keys of any ships?
No, they actually have a new policy for securing spaceport in the week since the last chaotic event happened.
Okay, so I don't have access to the computer system. I don't have access to any keys or anything like that.
Correct.
Right. I look under the keyboard.
What are you hoping to find?
It's a new guy, right?
Yep.
He seemed really oblivious.
Oblivious isn't the word I would use for it. Kasathan are pretty strong masters of their mind.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say working in IT, a lot of people put their passwords on the underside.
Oh,
of
you
their
totally find a
keyboard.
password. It's your boss.
I log in.
Oh yeah, you log in. In fact, you log in very specifically as Coliel, the Dock Master.
Mhm.
And with those, I should have made you remember the name. Son of a bitch. That was
I
the
have it
perfect
written
example.
down,
Damn
too.
it. Damn it.
Damn.
Dustin,
Damn it.
if it was that obvious that it was there, Patrick would have known.
So good. You're right. You're right. As the character, he would have known. But for Patrick, the player, it would have made me feel good to make.
I
it
would have
easy.
called him Carl or ice cream.
Yeah. All right. So you log in as I already forgot his name, Coliel. You have access to it. What are you doing with the computer system?
What are my options that I see? The obvious big problems that you wouldn't want someone to have them access.
So you have access to catalogs of shipping manifest. You have the transaction history of ships that have come and gone. You have the schedule for major incoming or regularly scheduled transfers. So like your monthly shipping frigates that come in, you don't need to do like the full routine with them every time. You still have to do inspection, but like the basic stuff, that's all in there. You can also schedule new events, I suppose. And you have access to son of a bitch, flight control, like air traffic control.
You know what I do, right?
Yeah, but tell us anyways.
Let's just cut to the news story of all of the crashes that occurred in the city.
This just in.
Thank you.
Catastrophe Sykes, Eris City. Once again, we are under the thumb of a madman, as best we can tell. Above you, we see the skies are now finally clear, but the 63 collisions that took place
Oh my
between
God.
airborne vessels and tall skyscrapers, and those that just simply missed the landing pads due to poor coordinates and locked hangar bay. The city is suffering more than it ever has. Fortunately, tremendously, by some stroke of fate, there were 0 reported fatalities at this
Praise
time.
Horus.
What was that?
Praise Horus.
The damage done to Aura City, however, will not be repaired easily. The city is under siege, and the only good news we have to update now, 12 hours after the event, that we are calling. Oh God, what are we calling this nonsense?
Patrick
That
Gate.
we are calling Patrick Gate.
Shipageddon.
Patrick, the dock controller who was responsible for the fighter jet incident of last month, the hospital of incident of the weeks prior, and some say possibly involved with the ransacking of the Stoyer estate, has been exiled
You're welcome,
forevermore
Patrick.
from Castrovel. And thanks to contact with the Border Space Union, we have confirmation he shall never once return to the Pact Worlds.
No.
We don't know what will come forward from this. We hope our city becomes stronger, but mostly, we hope Patrick rots in the 9 hells. And that's where the broadcast ends. And as everyone is out of willpower, this is how Everyone is John, or our version of Everyone is Patrick, ends for the evening. For a final tally, we're going to have to work with it because I forgot who I gave easy ones. I think Justin scored a total of 3 points. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think you made the original one too.
The original was 2 because you had to really work for that cancer word. Woof.
Yep.
But the second one was a given, so I gave you an easy, which means you're up 3
Yeah.
points. Going in my screen for order, we have got Christopher next. Christopher, I believe you converted 1 person.
I almost got that gnome.
You almost got the gnome. For that conversion, what did we say your skill was? Or what your obsession was? What level?
You called it a level 1.
That's unfair. That was clearly a level 3 after we got through it. So I'm going to go ahead and retrograde update it. You also trigger 3 points.
All right.
I didn't realize exactly what you were going for, but I now see where we're going. I underplayed that 1 point, definitely by 4. You went for a full conversion. I was more getting them to do any sort of change in their routine. I would have given you a point for. So I was going low hanging fruit. You raised the bar. Michael, you had Justin let someone who was unscrupulous, literally a pirate, through dock control immediately. You earned a point on the very first thing without having to do anything. Yours was easy because you were supposed to have a ton of people coming through. Everyone else ruined your thing, but that doesn't make it more difficult technically. You let
They make it more difficult.
it got more difficult, but that wasn't the intent. You got one person through the estate. Again, I believe your direct quote was just let bad people or like untrustworthy people through. So you let someone through the Stoyer estate. You didn't manage to get that third one in time. I believe you ended with 2 points, correct?
Well, there was the 63 people that managed to land without clearance.
That wasn't quite
They crashed.
successfully land. Had they successfully landed, I would have allowed it. But there was no successes that day. That leaves me with Patrick. Patrick, what did we say the television thing was? A 2?
Mhm.
You triggered it 3 times, right?
Yep.
That makes you the undisputed victor of everyone
what
is
was your
Patrick.
thing?
What?
What was his thing?
Be on TV.
Like
Sorry. Be the
starring role.
focus of being
Yeah.
on TV. He did mention that. I was hoping you guys would stop giving him control in high-profile areas or doing things that brought attention to yourselves, but
I bid
Wait,
zero
was
a
that,
few
was that
times.
an easy one or a hard one? Because if you
It
think
was-
about it, it's pretty easy to do something to get yourself on TV because you just do whatever. You just
Just
go out there and
kill
be chaotic
everybody.
evil.
So the thing there was, it wasn't necessarily hard to trigger the first one, but the idea was you guys should have been protecting it from happening again. I'll give it. I'll even if I retrograde it to 2, though, he still wins
Yeah,
having
yeah,
2
yeah.
triggers.
Hmm.
So, and
And-
I do think it's probably more of a 2 after seeing.
I
how
don't want
Patrick-
Patrick to win as Patrick. No, just kidding.
Um,
Well,
Don't give a
it's
shit.
kind of
Mine wa-
fitting to me that Patrick
Yeah.
wins as Patrick. So
Yeah,
I'm
Pat-
comfortable.
I
You're-
was
Patrick,
supposed to
you're the
win
best
Yeah, I was gonna say-
vicariously through everyone else.
Justin, just as a note, like you could if you were outside in a crowd,
Oh yeah.
bald people. Brrr. You also would have triggered mine for being
Well, that's
arrested.
why
but still.
I went to the oncology award because I was gonna do that there.
Right.
Also,
yeah.
can I just say before we end this, I have a thing up of all beatnik slang, and can I tell you, I almost like fucking died. Hustling Hershey is beatnik slang for X-Lax. Hustling Hershey.
If I ask you guys to partake in a golden gay time with me, what's your immediate response?
Sure.
You're
swinging.
looking for a groovy hangout. But knowing you,
I
you
don't
just wanna
know.
touch my
I'd
hand.
assume it involves like something really freaking dirty with like getting peed on.
I assume it has something dirty to do with something with Patrick.
You are all wrong. Patrick was closest by virtue of what he was asking for all episode.
Ice
Ice
cream.
cream?
Golden Gay Time is an Australian ice cream. I wish
Oh.
Dead Aussie Gamer was here because he would have chimed in immediately. It is like one of those like ice cream pops that are covered in like crunchy stuff. Yeah, Australian
Oh.
ice cream, Golden Gay Time. Just Google it. It's a safe.
Oh, I know
it's a
that.
safe
I've seen
Google.
that. Yeah, now that
I
you
did it
mentioned
at work
I've
today.
seen it.
The commercial for Golden Gay Time is hilarious. Their literal tag phrase is, "It's hard to have a Golden Gay Time by yourself."
Eh,
I don't know why you went on with this. But
It's
okay,
like big
yeah.
spotted dick. America doesn't
It
have
was
any
mostly
great
with your
name.
slang and funny things we learned about other cultures. Sorry.
Another funny word is squatchel, and that's lovemaking.
I don't like
squatchel.
that.
I am
All
totally
right.
gonna use that
I'm
word.
squatcheling here.
We quickly diverged. Our voices in Patrick's head are starting to lose it. We've hit 10:30. We've hit the game. Patrick won. I'm sorry, everyone else that isn't Patrick.
Oh,
Thank you guys
Actually,
for playing.
I mean, I just really enjoyed playing a religious fanatic.
Works well.
That's,
it was fun.
that's all I've cared about.
Next week is another non-Starfinder night because Nick is, I think, still in Japan at that point or coming back or something. I'm going to be picking another one-page RPG. If you want to give us any suggestions, hit us up on Discord at bit.ly/neverdiscord or tweet us at NSTPcast. Let us know what one-page RPGs you enjoy or would like to see us play. That'll be next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. EST. For everything else, I guess we'll just wrap it up. I don't believe we're doing an after party tonight, right, guys?
Nah, probably not.
No.
Okay, yeah. That's really cool. So we're gonna wrap it up. I will make sure we have room for an after party next week, just so we don't go an entire month without one, because that's basically what we're at right now. But that'll be next Tuesday. For my players, whoever's available, just let me know. If you're not available, not the end of the world. I'll pick one that is a variable player count. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you everyone for watching, or if you're watching later, thank you for watching in the future.
Or
thank you
listening.
for listening. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate the
Yeah,
backup.
I am gonna put this on what's called because that's an easy upload.
Yeah, I think this one's a good one. All right. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much. I hopefully see you guys here next week or on any of our other media. And until then, remember, never split the party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nick.
Yeah,
Patrick.
Nick.
Oh wait,
No,
yeah, that's right.
no,
Nick is gone.
No, I am here.
No,
but we
I-
Wait, hold on. No.
Oh,
Even
we
better.
did split Patrick's
no.
personality.
Yeah, I was gonna
though.
say, yeah,
Yeah.
Patrick's.
Come on,
Yeah,
jeez.
Patrick's.
That's fair. I'll give you that one.
I'll accept it. All right.
Bye,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone, and thank you for watching.
Good night, everybody. Also, surprised